we're taught that doing more equals more success, equals more result. And that's because most of us have had a lot of success doing that. And I can also attest to that myself. But the thing is, it works until it doesn't. Until you feel so bad when you're not posting more, when you're not doing more, when you're in this endless cycle of burnout, and when you feel bad not doing more, even when you're burnt the fuck out. And that's the thing. Doing more has its limit. But the kind of result that you want, it doesn't come from doing more. It comes from magnetizing the fuck out of your social media. Because hot girls are not out here killing themselves over doing more. They are the fucking magnet. So glad to have you here on the podcast with me. So I'm your host, Malika, content creator and entrepreneur. So glad to have you here on the podcast today. Welcome. Magnetism doesn't come from more effort. It comes from a deeper embodiment of your brand, of your messaging, of your positioning, and of magnetizing your fucking content and your online presence. There is no limit to how magnetizing you can become, but there will always be a limit to how much things you can get done on your laundry list. And the thing that I've realized and that I've personally experienced is that when you feel bad resting, it's because you've built your entire business on outputs and not attraction, right? And that's at some point it does become a problem. And you're not really tired of like social media or whatever. It's because you're just tired of posting without getting the kind of result that match the effort that you're putting. Burnout isn't a badge of honor, okay? It's a slow burn downhill. Trust me, I have been there so many times because I literally used to burn out every like 5 to 6 months. I'm not even kidding. It was like someone had a stopwatch and was like, this is the after X amount of months, you're gonna burn out. That actually all started with the start of my entrepreneurship journey. This is something I've never shared here, but when I was 17, while everyone was sending in their application for college and they were like looking for, what college am I gonna apply to? Where am I gonna go? And everything. I literally had to look at my parents straight in the eye when they asked me where I applied, and I said, I am not going to apply to any college because I'm going to start my business. And that month of February, I cried. I'm not kidding. I cried every single day from feeling like the biggest disappointment of a daughter. But I also knew that that was the only path for me. I mean, when I say the only path for me, I was like, it's this or nothing. But I just knew in my head, I was like, I need this to work. Like, this has to work because I have literally disappointed so many people to make this choice. And so I was like, I need this to work. I was like, I just need to prove to these people that I can do it. And here's the thing. I kept doing more. I kept needing more, right? And tying my worth to really like my outputs. And that is operating from lack and ego. This is when I realized like I need to shift, okay? Because this is not fucking sustainable. Because like I kept saying, I was literally burning out every 6 months, like clockwork. It was like, bam, I could almost predict it. I was like, I'm gonna burn out. I was like, I'm not gonna chase validation anymore. I am becoming the fucking magnet. Like, that is what I want to be about. I don't want to be like chasing validation, always relying on my outputs. Like, that is not fucking fun. I went from proving myself to embodying the fuck out of my brand and magnetizing my social media. If I'm being completely transparent, this like state of operation of always thinking I need to do more, still something I have to navigate myself through till this day because of how deep it was wired in my brain and how many years I was operating like that. And now I still have to consciously think, hey, I'm gonna lead with my magnetism. I don't need to rely simply on my outputs. So now I lead with magnetism, not just effort. And listen, the reason why really often we can feel like I'm not doing enough, or I feel like I'm behind, like this person is doing X, Y, and Z, and I want to be at their level. I want to do what they're doing, right? Most of the time when we feel like we're not doing enough, it's not actually because we're not doing enough. It's because our brand is not doing the heavy lifting for you. Your content is not doing the heavy lifting for you. Your social media is not doing the heavy lifting for you. And listen, I'm just gonna say this, hot girls, they're not meant to spend all day in their DMs and wondering like, oh my God, is this person gonna buy? Oh my God, like I need to convince them. You're not meant to be like overthinking every single post. You are meant to magnetize clients and make them fucking obsessed with you and your business and get instant yes clients who are like, you're the fucking girl for me. Yes, I want to hire you. I want your service. I want this experience that you're offering. I want to be in your coaching program. I want to be in your offer. I want to be this and that, right? That is what you're meant for. And so this is about putting you back in the CEO driver seat. Because when you are always relying on outputs or the algorithm or the latest hack or whatever, right? It's like the outside things, the output are in the driver's seat. And so what we're doing today, okay, you and me, is that we are putting you back in the CEO driver's seats because that's who is supposed to be in it. Posting content on social media is the bare minimum. Like that's the bare minimum. Like for people to know that you exist and you're seen and everything, like you have to be posting. That's the bare minimum. Like that's enough to be seen, but that's not enough to be known. That wasn't enough to create this enticement in like this person to be like, oh my God, yes, I absolutely need her. It's her or no one. That kind of vibe is just enough to be like, she's an option. She's an option in this sea of everybody else doing the same thing as her. You know what I mean? And so that is the difference between when you're seen and when you want to be known. We need to take it up a notch. Switch from lack to magnetizing. First thing you're going to do, stop trying every hack in the book. Okay? Stop having shiny object syndrome, which is basically, oh my God, there's a new algorithm hack. Oh my God, there's a new thing that I'm gonna try. Like, oh my God, like this is the trend. Oh, this is what's working right now. All that this really is just repackaging something in different ways. Okay? And to be honest, what really fucking matter is to build something that lasts because you are here to play the long game. You're not here to try every shiny object, okay? Because that's just getting you distracted from playing the long game, which is building something that lasts, that is sustainable, and that doesn't fucking drain you because you feel like you're always behind not trying the new thing, okay? That's why you feel fucking drained, okay? And trust me, I know that. What this really comes down to is having more trust. Having more trust in your vision, having more trust in yourself. You don't trust enough that what you have and being in your conviction, in your voice, in your identity and your power is enough so that it's like, oh my God, this new thing, right? So it's like about being able to be in your grounded CEO energy, like your grounded boss, hot girl energy. Go back in that. Go back in your being grounded because it's so easy to be on social media and you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, right? And then your head is about to explode, which is not great. Okay. That's the next thing, right? It's like, what are the outputs that are burning you out? That's draining your energy. That is making you question every single thing, right? It's like, how can you start placing boundaries or cutting some of these things off so that you can focus on magnetizing? The next thing is going to be going from basic to undeniable positioning. Okay, and this also ties in with like authority, but we're gonna use the word positioning because that's really what I want to focus on. Okay, because positioning yourself doesn't mean, hey guys, like I am positioning myself as a manifestation coach, or I'm positioning myself as the manifestation girly, or I'm positioning myself as an esthetician or someone who clears out your skin, your acne, right? Like, that's not like positioning yourself. That's like surface level. That's very surface level. That's just saying what you do, really. That's not positioning yourself, right? And when you are on social media, it's very important to be able to position yourself so that people can understand why the fuck are you different from all these other people that are doing literally the same thing as you. Literally, they're doing the exact same thing. And maybe for you, you're like, no, my thing is so different. Like, I do things so differently. Like, I have such a different, like, background, and I have a different, like, experience, and I have a, like, my offer is different. Like, the way I give the service is different. But, like, you know that. You know that, right? But they don't know that. They don't know that. They don't, like, you know what I mean? So that's what positioning really does. And when you have a basic as fuck positioning, that's the fastest way to blend in. That is the fastest way to be seen and not known. And so undeniable positioning is when people can feel you're the one even before they understand fully what the fuck it is that you do, or what exactly is your offer, or what exactly is your service. That is undeniable positioning. And so this is where you want to ask yourself, like, does my content feel like a fucking vibe, or just a list of service, or just a list of what I do? Because like I said, when I first started out with my first business, I literally thought that that's what I was doing, but all that I was doing was really just showing what I was doing. It was like a list of service, right? And that is not creating a fucking vibe. And that is the thing that becomes magnetic, that carries energy, that like people can feel. And that's the other thing too, right? Like when they land on your page, can they feel you? Can they, like, is it like memorable, or do they just scroll past you and after they literally forget about your video? Are you trying to sound like an expert? Or are you making people fucking obsessed with you, your vibe, your authority, right? Because you don't want to get into the trap of like, oh, I do X, Y, and Z, so I should sound like X, Y, and Z. Boring as fuck. I'm bored. Okay? Bye. And I'll give you the perfect example for this, okay? Let's say that I'm trying to sound professional and I'm like, I'm gonna cure your acne. Like, professional, yes. Okay, like that's just saying what you do, right? The cream at the pharmacy is also saying it's gonna cure my acne. So why is your service worth $600 or more, right? Like, see what I'm trying to get at? It's like, am I seeing the difference between you and all the fishes that looks the same to me? How are you making me see that like you're not like all the other fish? It's not always about what you post, but how you are making yourself the right person, because you're not being basic as fuck. Number 3, going from blending into the sea of content to making someone's brain lit the fuck up. Okay? This is very powerful, because this is when you start also having the kind of messaging in your content that is not basic as fuck. And that carries a lot of magnitude. Start cutting out the hooks that I've heard 1,000 times. Please. Please. If I have seen this 1,000 times, I promise you, it's not doing the same effect you think it is. It's not. Things that you're doing that are X, Y, and Z without even you realizing it. Without you even realizing it, it's like literally just those words makes me want to scroll away because I'm like, I'm pretty sure I do realize, okay? And then I scroll. And like, you have to start thinking like, what are the things that people have heard so many times that they're literally fed up with? Like, right? Or 5 things you need to know about this. It's like, okay, like, I need more excitement. I need to feel like this is the fucking news of a lifetime. Like, oh my God, I have to read this. Like, it's just making me feel like, yeah, it's a nice option. Like, I could read that, but do I want to? I don't know. Or this is what I learned from being in X, Y, and Z for X amount of years. It's like, I've heard it so many times. Like, you have to start thinking in a way that's like, how can you package what you want to say in a way that I've never heard it before? Because if I assume that I know what you're going to say, I'm not going to stay to listen. And even if you're saying it in a completely different way, you're saying something that I don't even know about, I am going to still, because of your messaging, because of the fact that I've heard this so many times, if I can assume it, I'm not going to listen. If someone can assume what you are about to say, they will not watch it. Okay? And this is why it is so freaking valuable that instead, some of the angles that you can start taking when it comes to your messaging is doing more opinions, hot takes, something specific to you, to your brand, to your voice, to your way of thinking. Because now you're opening doors for me that I didn't even know existed. And that makes me want to listen to you. Because when your content sounds like everybody else, you will always feel the need to be posting more and more and more and more and more, right? But when you can magnetize the content that you are putting out there, it will hit, it will magnetize, and it will make the right people fucking obsessed with you and your business. The next thing is to stop making your content solely about what you are talking about. And I'm gonna give you like the perfect example for you to really start understanding this concept a lot more deeply. Think of, there is a 2-hour class that is optional for anyone to attend, right? But it's optional. You don't have to go, but you can go. And will some people go and attend that class? Probably. Will most of the people want to pay for it? Probably not though. And why that is because 1, it's fucking optional. 2, it's just information that like maybe they don't really know if they're really interested. They don't know, maybe they think, I've heard that, I have heard about that before. I don't really need this class. I don't really, and it's 2 hours. Like, I don't want that. And 3, they probably think that they can just Google it or ask ChatGPT or ask someone that went to the class and be like, how was it? Just tell me about it. Do I really need to know about this, right? Now, imagine that instead of it just being a class, it's literally a 2-hour experience where it's not just a class, it's an identity shift. Like, these people are walking into this class as their current version of themselves, and they're leaving the class feeling like the person they've always dreamed about becoming. They are feeling the way they have always wanted to feel. They are getting the experience they have always wanted to have. Will they now be willing to pay for it? Will they be willing to and want it to attend? Yes, you bet they fucking will. And that is the exact difference between content that just solely talks and content that magnetize. And so I hope you can kind of see the difference in this. And this concept, we dive in so much deeper into my mentorship program that I'm currently building, which I'm so fucking excited. This is just a fraction of what we dive deep into my one-on-one mentorship program. This is where we build the kind of brand in which your dream clients is fucking obsessed with, the kind that sells for you, that creates content in which gets your fucking calendar booked the fuck out and turns your online presence into your hottest sales strategy. This mentorship is built for the woman who's done playing small and who's ready for crystal fucking clear messaging, stop scrolling content, and a personal brand that gets her highly paid on repeat. Whether she has 500 or 50,000 followers, and with this level of personalization, brand embodiment, and strategy inside this container, it literally does not exist anywhere else. And the waitlist is actually now open. And those who get on it will get access to exclusive early bird pricing. And so if you know that this is for you, get on it, because you're not out here to be seen. You are fucking ready to be known. The fourth thing is visibility. Because as much as people can see you, we want to go from them seeing you to them feeling a pull towards you, because that is magnetism, okay? And so first thing about this is that your energy has to be part of the strategy, right? And so are you the embodiment of what they crave or want, right? Because it's not always about, oh, like, I'm going to tell them this, or I'm going to tell them that, I'm going to tell them that they can have X, Y, and Z when they work with me, or they're going to have X, Y, and Z result. It's also about like, are you the living, breathing proof of your service, of what you offer, of the experience? Like, you know what I mean? Because it's not like, it's kind of like, think of it as like a child and a parent, right? It's like the child does what the parent does, not what the parent says. And it's kind of like the same, it's the same thing out here, right? And so people need to see it more than they need to hear it sometimes. And so this is why embodiment of your work, of what they crave or what they want, is so freaking important. And so we want to do less performative content and more embodiment content, right? Because performative is more like, let me talk, let me tell you everything that I think you need to hear, versus how can I literally show them living, breathing proof, right? It's more about that, obviously balancing the two, but drop the convincing energy. Now, this is so important, because when you are going off from a place of like, let me convince you this is valuable, or let me let me just show you how this is valuable to you, it's kind of like not as attractive anymore, because it's like we can feel the energy, right? And you're also not really going to attract the right people. You're going to attract the people who needs convincing, because that's what you're doing, right? And convincing doesn't necessarily sounds like, oh, like you should like care about my service because it's gonna get you X, Y, and Z. But it's like, this is why clearing your acne is going to improve your life. It's kind of like the people who are willing to pay to have their life improve, you don't need to tell them that. They know. They know that like this will help their life, right? That's why they're looking for a solution. And so that is the difference between the energy of assuming and the energy of convincing. And the next thing about this is also having way more conviction, right? Because conviction, when you have conviction, people feel a pull towards you, because they're like, oh shit, like this girl know what the fuck she's talking about. This girl, like, oh my God, right? And so having more conviction is so powerful, especially when it comes to your online presence and the way you communicate, what you do communicate. And the next thing about not just being seen, but getting people to feel a pull towards you, is to realize that consistency with posting is not a content strategy. It's just the bare minimum. Like, when I think of like, okay, like people are like, okay, what can I post today? What can I post? What am I going to post today? It's like, yeah, you're posting about your business, you're posting about what you do, but that's not like a strategy. Like I said, like that's just enough to pass by and be like, hey, I'm out here, I'm an option. But you don't want to be an option. You want to be the fucking obvious choice. Having consistency in your brand, inside your content, not just the posting aspect of it, but consistency in your brand embodiment, in like the content that you post, right? Is having more consistency so that you can get remembered. You can start being remembered and not just seen. Because as much as someone can see you over and over and over again, if you don't have consistency in your brand, in your online presence, in your positioning, in your messaging, in your everything, literally everything, well, it will never be enough. And that's when you start like overcompensating with posting more and doing more and more and more and more and more, right? Like I said, we're out here to magnetize the fuck out of your social media. And so are you lacking that consistency in your brand, in your content? Because it's not enough to just be posting. And I'm not saying this to be like, oh my God, you need to start posting so much. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is your content magnetizing enough so that you can start creating that pull for people to, oh my God, like I need to have whatever the fuck she has, right? That is what we want. Now, I hope that you love this episode. If you did, make sure to send it to someone, send it to a friend, take a screenshot, share it on your story, telling that you're listening. And as always, the waitlist is now open. So if you are ready to not just be seen, but be fucking known, break new glass ceiling in your business and have a personal brand that sells for you on fucking repeats and gets you highly paid, this is for you. This was built for you. So get on it and I will meet you here next week. Thanks so much for tuning in, and don't forget to leave your 5-star rate and review on the podcast. I love to know what you guys think of the episodes, and I will meet you here next week.